Our Indiana County Commissioners are kind enough to join us once a month, talk about issues that are being handled at the county-wide level. And today we have Commissioner Ruddock and Commissioner Sherene Hess with us. Good morning to both of you.
Good morning, Todd.
Good morning.
Commissioner Ruddock, he had to come running in here at the last second there. Sherene was here in plenty of time. She's relaxed. She's ready to go. And in fact, Sherene, I want to start with you because I know how much, and Rod, of course, want your comments on this as well. I know how much you have been involved in elections and your role with the League of Women Voters down through the years as well. Pennsylvania governor last week set a sort of a deadline for voting machines in all of Pennsylvania, new voting machines that will leave a paper trail. Impact on Indiana County not so great as on other counties, would you say?
Yes, that is right, Todd. And the former commissioners made a very wise decision to go with the optical scan, and Commissioner Ruddock knows all about that. But it does produce a paper trail, so we have that verification already.
Yeah,
Commissioner
Ruddock,
it's
I know
great.
that, I know when those machines came in and everything that was gone through from the county level to make sure that they were accurate and that they were the right machines. Looks like you did the right job.
We did. We're very proud of that as well. And we're very pleased that the federal government has identified over $300 million to be released for providing paper trail machines. Mm-hmm. We certainly were on the cutting edge when we did this a number of years ago. Mm-hmm. We're excited that Pennsylvania has $13.5 million available to fund for upgrades in these machines across Pennsylvania. There are 50, I think, counties using optic scan out of 67 right now. So they're the ones that really have to kick up their start plan because they have until 2020 in which to finish this. We obviously have the machines in place. Here's our concern, at least my concern. When the funding is released by the state, the monies are going to go immediately to the counties that don't have the optic scan.
So Indiana County went the extra mile and did everything they could to get these things funded and everything. And now those that lagged behind, they're going to get a benefit out of it.
Well, it would appear so.
To some extent, yes.
It would appear so, but we're not going to let that happen. We're going to push hard to get our fair share of dollars, as all the counties will receive. We would admit that our machines are still in good condition. We could probably get another 2 to 3, and in fact, Robin Marii, who leads our effort on that basis, would tell you maybe we can get 4 to 5 years out of them, which is good. But the challenge we have is any time those machines could falter, and we need to have replacements. Pennsylvania does not have enough money right now to fund all the replacement machines in all the counties of the state. Mm-hmm. And in fact, I believe with the amount of money and the number of machines that need to be replaced right now, it would only fund about 17 to 27% of those counties. So we're going to be rallying for the dollars, but we are still set. We're going to be able to provide that support right up through 2020 here in Indiana County, and we'll seek funding relief as we move forward.
Yeah, Sherene, I know from your standpoint, elections have been so important to you down through the years, and the assurance to the voters that everything is on the level and that there is accountability is very important to you.
It is. In my work with the League, that is our main focus, is voter voting and voter education and a safe and secure voting system. And when the Help America Vote Act was enacted, the League was on the forefront of, pushing for those kinds of things like optical scan and safe and secure systems. Pennsylvania is really lagging. There's the vast majority of the 20,000 machines that are out there are aging and could not be considered safe and secure by many standards. Mm-hmm. So the State Department can't necessarily force new voting machines to be bought, but they can decertify the old ones. So they're going to have to pay some attention to it.
All right. So that was my question, and I know that you both have things on your minds. So shoot, who's going first here today?
Well, I can just go over a few things here that I think are also key to our county. There was also federal relief for the community development block grant dollars, which we're very pleased to hear. I believe that there were $300 million in addition set into that particular program. we were feeling that they were going to cut significantly that program. And those are dollars that help energize some of our programs throughout Indiana County. And we would have been very, very disappointed to see that program be reduced. So we'll probably get our appropriate share of that, but it won't be that much, obviously. But anything we get more than what we have is better than none at all. So I think that's a big program that's going on. The other issue that we continue to face, and I won't go into it deeply, but we've talked about this on every morning show, I believe, human services funding. It really is still hurting counties across Pennsylvania. And one aspect of that, I think, is really starting to show really an ugly head, and that is a lot of counties are starting to privatize their nursing facilities because they cannot keep up with the economic pace because of the drop in Medicaid
reimbursements. Yes.
And so right now in Pennsylvania, I believe there are only 17 county-owned nursing facilities remaining. Of course, Indiana County is proud of the one that we have operating, and we keep an eye on that to make sure that it's supportive, functional, and we have Affinity Healthcare looking for us in that direction. We are concerned because we've had some bed decrease out there, but they're doing everything they can to increase the number of beds. I've even made an overture to the Veteran Administration of Pennsylvania to see if we could certify a few beds that we would allow veterans to be supported here with veteran support agencies right here in Indiana County. So that's something that I'm excited about, but we're going to have to wait and see how that falls out.
Yeah, how those facilities are able to operate in today's environment with so many different factors impacting their bottom line and their ability to provide the services. You know, to have a facility, to have people willing to work there, but then when you latch on to that with all of the different regulations and rules that must be followed, and rules that are there for a good reason, each of those rules will provide some sort of burden to the county or to whoever's operating the facility.
Absolutely.
The changing nature of Medicare and Medicaid and insurance and private insurance in general is just wreaking havoc everywhere in all those kinds of healthcare facilities.
Yeah,
I'm sure that we have some other comments here from Sherene, and I just want to end because we had a great ceremonial activity last Saturday in Diamondville. There was a bridge that was dedicated in the name of Sergeant Goodland, and it was very well attended by residents of the community, family members, and so on. And that's quite an impressive kind of an event when we have those kind of dedicated programs. And I know that there are 2 other bridges being dedicated soon in Indiana County, but I just want to say thanks to the legislative team and the local leaders of the communities that come forward and provide recognition of those who have served their country. And it's a great moment in American history and a great an Indiana Proud Day here in Indiana County.
And so meaningful to the families of those men and women.
It is important to recognize individuals like that.
Absolutely, absolutely. Sherene, what's on your agenda?
Well, it is Rural Road Safety Week, and so it's a reminder of all of our the rural nature of Indiana County, and to be watchful for vehicles related to our agricultural operations. And our dairy industry is still suffering and continues to face prices that aren't helpful for them. So we're paying attention to that. We're excited about agriculture, though, as usual. It's still our number one industry in many of our rural counties. And so we're continuing to keep an eye on that and work with our Penn State Cooperative Extension, our Farm Bureau, our Indiana County Conservation District, and all those agencies that support agriculture and are working to find ways to support those kinds of things. So,
that's another industry where you look at it and you say, I don't know how you people do it. I don't know how you're able to keep operating with everything that is thrown at you, and yet they do.
They do. But they do need support, so we're watching that. All counties are.
All right. Things coming up within county government that folks need to know about?
Well, I think there's a lot of interest in improving our economic status here in Indiana County. We move on that premise every day. I probably have more notes and calls about how are we doing in trying to bring a large program of support to Indiana County economically. And all I can say is that we have a great team through the Indiana County Development Corporation. Byron Stauffer, who is sort of our lead element on that, working, I mean, day and night, trying to find a way to encourage this organization to locate in Indiana and bring jobs to our community. I would say that we're doing everything we can to make it happen. It's still on our profile list. We just want to say that that's something important that we have to find happen in Indiana County.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
continue to work on our workforce. And there's a job fair coming up. I'm sorry to say I'm not sure of the date of that, but it is coming up soon through CareerLink. And we want all the folks out there to know, if you're looking for a job, there are plenty of employers who are looking for good people. And if you need help with your resume or any other things, transportation and any kind of thing that you think might be a barrier, come and talk to us. We'll get you connected with the people who can help you with that. We need to make sure that we have a good workforce, and we know we have good employers. So let's get you all matched up.
Yeah, absolutely. And everybody is looking forward to the opportunity to get into the spring season and
Yes.
get Indiana County awakened once again. It seems like we're under the burden of the weather here, and it slows people down. But we've got things to do.
A lot of things to do, Todd, and we're going to work on those items. And as a matter of fact, we had a meeting last week on identifying our needs for stormwater management and floodplain management here in Indiana County. It's required by law that we have Act 167 in place, and we're moving in that direction. So we have a way to go, but we have a lot of good players working on our side. The Conservation District, DEP. We had Westmoreland County up last week to give us an idea of what they have done. So when you mentioned spring, and the first thing that came to my mind is the amount of stormwater we've had here in Indiana County,
yes.
and we've got to get a handle on that. So, and we're going to do that.
Terrific.
Yeah,
Terrific.
that job fair is April 26th at 10:30 to 4 at the Kovalchik Convention Athletic Center.
I should have just spotted that right out because we're the sponsors of it. So
Well,
thank you both.
thank
you,
you.
Todd.
Have a great
This is
day.
August Pompilio for TriStar Ford and Katanning, and until April 21st, our tax cut for car buyers is back. Purchase any new Ford and we pay your state sales tax.